Hey, there we go. That's twice in a row. I've forgotten to unmute the microphone. Oh well, what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? Hi. We're back. Got more Ace Attorney to do. Closing in. Like, actually, we're almost done. The final case. Which, from my understanding, isn't that long in terms of, like, the breakdown of it, but not so much. But it might still be long just based on the content we have to get through. So we'll see. Let me just double check a few things real quick. Alright, everything is. Why is it still processing the HD? Whatever. It's a big of a deal, I guess, but it's kind of weird. Looks like everything's all good to go on that side of things. That's cool. Yeah. Cool. That's all I got to check out. Should be good to go. I don't think I have anything to say. So yeah. As far as things are concerned, we are going to move into Fire Emblem, specifically Fire Emblem 6, Binding Blade. Roy's game, to make it very obvious what game I'm talking about. After we're done with Ace Attorney 3, will be sometime next week, more than likely. I'm just pulling up the loading of things. So that'll be fun. I probably won't go as crazy with the voice acting in that game, since, you know, there's a little bit more going on in that game than just reading text. Though reading text is a big part of it. I will say, I've continued my Dark Souls 2 playthrough. I hate that game. That game is so bad. It's not actually bad. It's just so clunky. It feels bad to play. I think it's an okay Souls game, I guess. It feels... It's strange because it doesn't feel like a Souls game. In the way that, like, Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 feel like Souls games. Like, Dark Souls 1's still pretty slow, but it still feels like a Souls game. Because it's got some, like, weird, wacky enemy design and stuff. And I guess 2 has a couple in there, but, like, a lot of the stuff that I've dealt with in Dark Souls 2 so far has just been, like, super basic, generic stuff. Whoa, fight a mummy! Fight these dudes with swords. Ooh. Like, 3 is the pinnacle. 3 is when they really got the style down for Dark Souls. Dark Souls 3 is great. Best Dark Souls game. Best Soulsborne game, honestly. Better than Bloodborne. Bloodborne has so many issues. Not that it's not a great game, it's an amazing game. It's just there's a lot of problems with Bloodborne, I feel. A lot of things that I don't like about Bloodborne. That are completely fixed in Dark Souls 3, so. Hell, Dark Souls 2 fixed some of those things. Like teleporting. Teleporting sucked in Bloodborne. But Dark Souls 2 has better teleportation, and I don't understand that. How does a more recent game have a worse mechanic that's been in all of the games? Regardless, I could rant about that forever. That's not what we're here for. We're not here for Dark Souls. But maybe you are, but I'm not here for Dark Souls right now. I'm doing Dark Souls on my own time, because I'm 100%ing them. And it's painful. It is pain and suffering. But I'm getting through it. It's fine. So I don't really got anything. Let's get into it. I will say though, I do like, because obviously since I'm 100%ing it, I'm using a guide. I'm using multiple guides to help make sure I'm keeping on track and getting the achievements where I need to. And obtaining all of the items that I should be getting. Oh man, I swear. Right, and there's a lot of mention of, in New Game Plus, right? Because in New Game Plus, Dark Souls 2 actually changes things outside of just giving you a +1 range, like Dark Souls 3 does. You actually get like new enemy spawns. It like changes the spawns, adds new enemies to places. It's really cool. Not that I'm on New Game Plus. I'm only like a quarter of the way through DS2. And I still gotta go through all the DLC, because the achievements for Scholar of the Person require you to get all the DLC spells, which is kind of annoying. But at least I don't have to get weapons, because that would take literally 4 playthroughs. 4 whole playthroughs. Because some of the bosses have 4 boss soul weapons. And that's absurd. So, thankfully, that's not a thing you have to do. And there's no way to respawn the bosses. Though you can respawn some enemies and invaders to do things. And upgrading the covenants is going to be a pain. Especially since some of them require an absurd amount of stuff. But, thankfully, on New Game Plus 2, you can get some of the stuff that you would only get through the covenants through a merchant. So, that'll be nice. Anyways, enough about Dark Souls. Oh, cool, I've dropped 30 frames. Oh, hi. Ah, great Ami Faye statue. Why is the Shishito, the treasured Karain village heirloom, whose name means 7-branched sword? Yeah, why is it facing down? I thought it was holding it upwards before. It is said that the sacred sword represents life itself. But the branches may appear to be infinite. The choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end. One merciless point. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. Implaceability? I don't know. February 6th, 9:48 AM, right into the law offices. Hey, Nick? Yeah, what is it? You know how I've got spiritual powers, unlike you? Sure, you are a spirit medium after all. Just like you, if I don't keep my powers sharp, we'll get dull, right? I guess so, yeah? Glad you agree. Okay, Pearly, you're up. Pearls? So, I thought we need to go on a special spiritual hotspot tour, Mr. Nick. Uh-huh, I'm lost. What's this magazine you're shoving on my face? It's the New Year's issue of Old Cult. Think your spiritual location's special. Oh. Pearls looks so happy. Maximize your spiritual powers with just one night of intensive training. Oh, it sounds too good to be true. I'll say. Sounds more like a scam to me. There's a spiritual retreat called Hazakura Temple. Safe in the mountains. Bet it's nice and cold, just perfect for training. I definitely don't want to go. You know, I think I've heard of this temple before. It's a famous channeling dojo. But for even real spirit mediums like us to make reservations up there. Reservations? For a temple? Are you serious? Don't worry, let me make special reservations just for us. Yeah. And I signed up for the special course. That's nice. Timing couldn't be better. We don't have any case right now, anyway. Alrighty then, it's settled. Come on, don't just stand there. Start packing your stuff. Yeah, Mr. Nick, you better start packing up your stuff. Uh-huh. Me? Why do I have to go? Well, you have to be accompanied by someone over 20 years old. Hey, I don't have anything to do with spirit power. The thing I can channel is the TV. So, for a key to pull up this Hazakura temple? No, but you can stand under a freezing waterfall. Sorry, but I think I'll pass. I hate cold places. What? No way! No way! We're gonna be so selfish. Come on, Mr. Nick, look at this place. Doesn't it look beautiful? Nope, not going. I'm gonna be nice and toasty at home. What the? What is it, Mr. Nick? Let me see that magazine. this nun? Is she from the Earth or something, Nick? This girl. There's no way. Hey, Nostalgia Hawthorne. I just want to say, an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? You disgust me. Okay. But it can't be. She was found guilty and should still be in prison. Mr. Nick? I'll go. Huh? Hazakura Temple? I said I'll go. Yay! Is that great, Pearly? Yeah! Oh, thank you, Mr. Nick. Do anything for Mystic Maya, right? You don't walk over burning coals, right? Oh, cold! New Year's issue received from Pearls. A magazine featuring Hazakura Temple. Dahlia Hawthorne. I knew there was no way she could possibly be at that temple, but it just had to... Huh. But I just had to BC for myself. I just had to see it for myself. Who this nun really was. That seems like a slight oversight in the translation. Not the first one we've seen in this game, though. That's the second time. February 7th, 3:24 p.m. Hazakura Temple, main gate. Brrr. It's so cold here, Nick. Maybe you should put something warmer for a change. Well, it's supposed to be cold. It's training. That's you. People are chattering so loud. It's all I can. Well, it's all I can do to make out what she's saying. Oh, Mystic Maya. So this is the famous Hazakura Temple. But Pearly? Well. Ah. How nice to see you here. Welcome to our temple. Oh, thank you. Oh, my. Thank you for coming all this way. Come now. You must have been cold. Look at the past tense. Freezing into human popsicles. Oh, you're high up in the mountains, after all. In any case, we shouldn't speak here. Please, follow me inside. Thank you. I was starting to think I would... Oh, yes. I almost forgot to introduce myself. I'm the head nun of the temple. My name is Bikini. But Bikini? That's right! Actually, that's my temple name. What do you think? It's a tradition to have one, but I wanted something that has a nice image to it. So I thought, why not choose a bikini? Besides, it makes me seem younger. It certainly does. Well, I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you, considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Reckless? Wahaha? Maybe take it easy, Mystic Maya. We can come back another day. But went through all that trouble to get the reservations from... Yes, that's right. Come all this way, so please enjoy yourselves. There's still time before supper, so why don't you have a look around? Sure. What's a channeling dojo anyway? Oh, my. You don't even know that? Forgive him, sister, for he knows not what he's saying. Well. Just call me Bikini, and forget that sister part. Channeling dojo is basically a spiritual power training ground. We have special holy items prepared here to help people boost their spiritual power. Holy items? If you train an entire evening surrounded by these items. It's quite mysterious. The special power of these items seems to envelop you. Wow, she must have just gotten off the trolley from the land of make-believe. So what exactly is this special course? You must be incredibly devoted to be interested in that at such a young age. The training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant the spell 30,000 times, while being showered in freezing cold spirit water. Eh? It's February now, right? You have to be careful this time of year. You don't watch it. You'll catch pneumonia, or maybe even die of hypothermia. So be careful, you hear? How am I supposed to be careful? Oh no, I shouldn't have signed Mystic Maya up for this. Sister, about this picture. Well, well, look at that. I must say I look rather divine here, don't you think? Yeah. Unforgettable in every way. You mean it? Oh, I knew it. Makeup was pretty tough, but Iris helped me out. Iris? Iris? The cute little girl in the photo. She looks just like me, doesn't she? Iris? Iris! Why is this happening to me? Sorry. It's Mega Man 4. Mega Man X4. We're just a small temple here, so she and I run the entire place. Really? Sounds like fun. Sorry to cut in, but... This Iris? Where is she right now? Oh, just listen to you. You haven't come all the way up here just to find a girlfriend, have you? No, no, no. That's not what I had in mind at all. Anyway, Iris is in the inner temple preparing for this evening. Inner temple? Yes, yes, that's right. Iris will be back this evening. Why don't you go have a look at the main hall for now? So she's in the inner temple, huh? Main hall or suspension? Let's go to the main hall, I guess. November 7th, Hazakura Temple. Main hall. The main hall. It's even colder in here. Ah, Mr. Do you smell that? Looks like meat and gravy. Yeah, you're right. Guess it's hot roast for tonight. Yum. Weird. Although there's something a little more, well, traditional. What are you talking about, Nick? Think monks and nuns just sit around eating rice gruel all the time? Mr. Glade is right. Oh, I hope there's mashed potatoes too. I love mashed potatoes. What a cute little acolyte. Probably Iris. Oh no. Who are you? Greetings to all of you. Oh, hello. Wow, this lady makes Maya look like a 6.8 out of 10 on the weirdness scale. Your outfit. Did you come here for the special course too? Fortunately, no. Actually, I'm... Ah! You're Miss Elise... Donim! 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 Donim? 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 Donim. Donim. Yo. Donim. I'm going with Donim. Yes, that's right. You know of me. My name is Pearl Faye. I'm your biggest fan. Who is she, Nick? Huh? I see it now. Sorry. A fortune teller. How are your books, Miss Dunyam? What a sweet thing to say. Please call me Elise. Books? Don't you know anything? Don't you even know who this is? Well, an author, maybe? Yes, and an illustrator of picture books. Picture books, huh? Oh, now I get it. I don't. I'm sorry I didn't know who you are. I don't get a lot of chances to really enjoy picture books. It's alright, I take no offense to that. My books are nothing but simple stories for children. Really beautiful pictures too, Miss Elise. The books always make me feel as if my heart has been purified. Makes me feel very happy to hear you say that. I do have to admit, this really seems like a kind, sensitive lady. You said you saw an award last year for her book, The Magic Bottle. Yes, a friend of mine secretly submitted a story I had written to a publisher. They liked it so much that they asked if it was alright to make it into a book. Wow, it must have been a really great story. Maybe I should try to write a children's book too. If I do, I can secretly send it to a publisher for me, Nick. Or you can send it to a publisher for me, Nick. Recently, I've accepted a sort of apprentice, you might say. An apprentice? Calls himself Maurice. Maurice Dunham. I believe he's off doing some landscape sketches now. On Maurice's behalf as well. I'd like to thank you for your support. Of course, Miss Elise. Anything for you. Why did you come here to Hazakura Temple, Miss Elise? You here do some spiritual training? No, that's not it. I'm actually here to gather materials for a new book I'm working on. Wow, I can't wait to read it! I was just completely taken with her. I wanted to do a book with a more Japanese feel to it this time. So is that why you're dressed like you are? The children have a certain image of me in their minds. I don't want to disappoint them. What can I say? She's really a sweet lady. Ah, Mr. Neat. You're dressed up like a mountain nun. Yes. Good people here were kind enough to let me borrow this. I'm wearing training clothes underneath my robe as well. I want a staff like that. Like the crystal sphere. It's really amethyst, you know. We'll find one like that up here in the mountain. Look, Nick, I know you'll find one for me. I know you'll find me one. Same thing. Oh, you'll have to excuse me now. I have to go help with the dinner preparations. Wow, you mean you're cooking dinner tonight? That's right. I'd like to help too, Pearl. But yes, I want to help whenever I can. Basically, she just wants a lot of it. Oh, I'll help too. Then... No, it's fine. Please don't worry about it. Feel free to relax and explore the area with your friend. Huh? But... Oh, yes. Please, take this. I think it will be of help to you. Ah. It's a map of the area. We wouldn't want you to get lost now, would we? The inner temple. There it is, on the other side of the bridge. Well, if you insist, I guess we'll take this chance to go check out the temple. There's a temple map at the record. Okay, set you later then. Remember, not allowed to fight. Come on, Nick, let's go. At least we'll stay warm if we keep moving. Look at that giant Magatama. Dang, dude. I think this is like all the holy objects and stuff. Kinda cool. We were 7th Healthcare Temple main gate. Huh? Where did Sister Bikini go? I guess she went to the inner temple. To go help that other nun out. Oh, right. Her name is Iris? Yeah, that was it. I want to find out who Iris really is, but I'm scared of what I'll find. Well, I'd like if there's just a snowmobile up here. Look, it's one of those snow motorcycle things. We'll call that a snowmobile, you know. Snow motorcycle things? Snow blow meal? Same thing. Oh, we didn't invite Desiree. But she could race like the wind on a snowmobile. A slowmobile. Or maybe you should give me a ride on this blow snowbile. Ah, I told you, it's snowmobile. Snowmobile. Get it? A snowmobile? It's called that because it's mobile on the snow. February 7th, suspension bridge. Wow, look at this broken down old bridge, Nick. Yeah, look at that big canyon below us. Yeah, there's a river down there. I think it's flowing really fast. What's wrong, Nick? Looks like you've seen a ghost. I'm just not very good with heights. Same, Phoenix, same. Okay, I've got it. You should face your fear and try hurling yourself off the edge. You know, 1, 2, 3, jump. It might be just what you need to get over your fear of heights. Yeah, death is a real good way to overcome phobias, alright. Anyway, it sure feels like a rickety bridge. Can't argue there. That's probably why it's called Dusty Bridge. Read it again, Maya. It says... Dusky Bridge. It's actually the same thing. Anyway, the inner temple is just up ahead, right? So let's go check it out. Is there a way across? That's, interesting. It all makes sense now. I fully understand. This looks a little, familiar, doesn't it? There's a reason for that. Why is there a phone over here? I think there's a public phone here. Who would ever use it? People who live here, I guess. Not they have any real phones here. Yeah, but looks like 20 minutes to walk here from the main hall. It would have been smarter of them to build the main hall here, don't you think? Maybe you should work on channeling someone who makes logical sense, Maya. Some letters are engraved into a roughly cut boulder. Dusky Bridge, huh? It says Dusky. Dusky Bridge, okay? Come on, Nick, take a look at that bridge and tell me it's not supposed to be dusty. It's obviously wrong. I'm gonna fix it. Give me a pencil, Nick. Do I look like a pencil holder to you? Very good point. I think it's about 20 yards to the cliff over there. I guess that's where I'll be training tonight. Do you want to train with me, Nick? And do the special course? I think not. You're so great if you had spiritual powers too. Really? I see dead people sounds more like a cause for alarm to me. It probably is. Fine, Nick. Why don't we hop across the bridge? That'd be fun. I'm not so sure. It's like a bunny hop. It looks like a bunny hopping across the bridge would destroy it. Hey, Nick. Let's try to find a cute, fluffy little bunny and test your theory. That right there sums up the fundamental difference between sane and insane. Oh, I guess that's gonna be Inner Temple Gate. Yeah, this looks nice. Ugh. Oh, that bitch is shaking like a jello in an earthquake. And at least half of the wood on that rickety bridge was rotting, I bet. Not to mention, the last part only had, like, one board left on it. What's wrong with you? Your face is all green. You not pick on me for a second. Still trying to get over the shock that we made it safely across that death trap. Yeah, I guess I'm a bit surprised too. Yikes, that temple is in bad shape. It looks like it could collapse at any time. Guess people don't use it too often. Is this really where you're going to train tonight? It has to be. It's kind of creepy around here. Like a ghost might jump out at you or something. Spirit medium afraid of ghosts? Isn't that ironic, don't you think? It is kind of ironic. Into the training hall, I guess. This looks more like a dungeon than a training hall. There was something in our temple training hall. Man, look at this place. It's just a tiny freezing cold room. This is where you'll both be training, huh? Huh? What do you mean, both? I'm the only one. Really? But I thought... Really just a little kid. She couldn't handle this kind of intense training. This is the girl who I can barely hear over her teeth chattering. Anyway, the girls' training room must be behind that door over there. Hmm. Yep, definitely getting everything that's back there. Even I can sense there's something supernatural about the cavern behind that door. Ah. Excuse me, but who are you? Ah. You're... Hi there! We're just looking around since we're going to be staying here tonight. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I wonder why she's spaced out like that. Don't you, Nick? Did you say something, Maya? Not you too, Nick. My name is Iris. Iris? I'm one of the nuns here at this temple. I'm Maya Fey. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure is mine. Oh, please excuse me. I have some, chores to attend to. She sure is beautiful. And a bit spacey, I guess. She's just not used to talking with urban sophisticates like us. Nick? That girl. It can't be, but... What is this? Look at this antique dresser. I wonder if there's anything valuable inside. Let's have a look. Nothing. Just a bunch of clothes. Hey, Nick? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Oh, about Iris, I bet. It's like you've been bitten by the love bug, Nick. Yeah, something like that. A bunch of musty-looking blankets. Bedding sets piled up here. I wonder why they're even here in the first place. Because all spiritual training is done under the supervision of a nun. I wonder if Sister Bikini is planning to sleep in here while I train. But if they sleep, what's the point of having them here in the first place? Well, I mean, the medium could wake them up if something bad happens. Yes, the training area must be on the other side of this door. I wonder what it's like. Ooh, it's locked. Come on, Nick. You know you want to open it for me. I can't. You know, kind of ability, haven't you, Nick? Sorry! I know what it is. IRIS. Iris and Nick sitting in a tree. KISSING. I mean, at one point, maybe. The hanging scroll. Look at that old either. Ah! Ah! What is it? Why did you scream like that? This scroll. It's my mother. What? What? Dang. Misty Faye. It's Misty Faye, the master of the Korean School of Channeling. Are you sure? Yes. That crest at the top of the scroll? That's the special mark of the master of our tradition. So that's what the mark means? What is it? Nothing. It's just that I saw her over 15 years ago. If it was for that crest, I wouldn't have even known it was her. My own mother. I can't even recognize her face. Maya. Hang scroll out of the court record. That's probably good enough. There's a lot of stuff out here, but let's just go ahead and... Oh, River 7th, Dusty Bridge. Dude, we managed to make it across Dusty Bridge. Hey, you look green. You feeling alright? Hey, what's wrong with you? I was seeing that Sister Iris at the training hall. You've been really quiet. Oh, sorry. Hey, you, wait up. He's yelling at us? He must be. There's no one else around. Would you mind moving? You're standing right in my way. Oh, it's Larry! Ah. Hey, I know you. You're... Whoa. Sorry, gotta run. I didn't see you. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, nice to meet you. Larice Dunim. Why are you Larry? Clothes might change, but you're still the butts. Shut up! I'm... Larice! I'm just here to add... I'm just here to do a sketch Dusky Bridge. So it really is our Larry. How did I get why he's pretending to be someone else? Obviously, so we can get in with the Elise. So, what are you doing with the last name Dunim? Well, I want to start over again. With a clean slate. A clean slate? You remember, don't you? Last time? The mask-to-mask case. After that, I started to realize I didn't like this guy known as Larry Butts. That's when I came across it. The Book of Destiny. That Book of Destiny? You mean The Magic Bottle by Miss Elise Dunim? It's so beautiful, so moving, so gentle. My heart felt cleansed. I was saved. I should buy a copy of The Magic Bottle. Wow, Larry would make a great book salesman. I really want to get the book now, too. She's the most wonderful person I've ever met. You call her anywhere. Well, she certainly is a very elegant lady. You see? Here's a photo I took of her in secret. Wow, that's a beautiful photo. You want a copy, don't you? It's okay. I just happen to have made extra prints. Yeah? Why is that? Why did you take extra copies? Still, it's kind of hard to imagine you as a picture book illustrator. Tell the truth. You must have some kind of ulterior motive, right? What are you talking about? I don't trust anyone anymore. Especially not women. Talk about a bad case of denial. Anyway, can you even draw well enough to make a picture book? Art isn't only a bad technical skill, you know. It's also about having a pure heart. And that's why I'm asking. Draw well enough to make a whole book? Now that you mention it, I wonder. Looks like you still have some doubt in your heart. It's true, I do. But when I first saw her, I felt it. Something inside me ended, and something else began. Oh, Larry. Sounds like you've fallen in love with Miss Elise Dunim. No, you're wrong. It's not her. It's the other girl. Other girl? Uh-oh. Got a bad feeling about this. Let me guess. Iris? Woo, yeah, her. Hello, Iris. She's really pretty. This girl, she's perfect. She's exactly my type. I wonder if she would model for me. I want to draw a portrait of her. Yeah, you always liked those model types, didn't you, Larry? Hey, wait a sec. Did you say you were swearing off women? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Of course I have. Basically. But... This is different. I feel like I still have one chance left at that dream. This guy will never change. Everyone! Food's done? Hey, Pearly! Your preparations are complete! Please come back! Please come quickly to the main hall! Alright. Can't wait to dig in, Pearly. I'm going to go to the nearest temple called Sister Iris. That's why I have a authority Mystic Maya is going to be training. Don't fall off the bridge. You're small enough that you could actually get thrown off. February 7th, 7:46 p.m. Hazakura Temple, main hall. Oh, you might stop. You sure it's alright to eat that much before your training? Well, this kind of training is a battle of endurance. Mystic Maya, you don't do anything that might put your health at risk? No pain, no gain, I guess. I'm still worried about you. Well, well, well! Let's not dilly-dally, dilly-shally. You must get ready for tonight. Good luck, Maya. Alright, here I go. See you all tomorrow, I guess. Iris, please ring the bell at 10 for lights out, alright? Yes, Sister Bikini. Then after you ring the bell, I want you to come join us at the training hall. I understand, Sister Bikini. Maya and Bikini always seem excited about this training thing tonight. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to! I'm not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? I'd love to! I'm also absolutely smitten with Mist and, reading. So, Larry, what are you gonna do? Me? Well, I'm just gonna hang out in my room. I can't stand the cold at all. Totally hear you there. Miss Elise? Well, for example, how do you read this? It says, rapidly. That's kind of a tough word. Oh, okay. What about this word? Another tough one. It says, roast. What kind of a book is she reading anyway? Well, I'm gonna go wash the dishes and help clean up. I'll go visit you when I'm done, Miss Elise. Well, not much to do except head to my room and huddle under the covers, I guess. February 7th, 9:12 p.m. Hazakura Temple, main hall. Ugh. A different type of cold up here in the mountains. Ah. Couldn't the nearest bathroom be just a little closer to my room? That's right. Yeah! Oh, Mr. Dim. Are you going to use the bathroom too? No, but have you seen Pearl? No, not since after dinner. She said she was going to go to your room. I know, she never showed up. I'm going to go look for her. Excuse me. That's not good. It's the least to Nim. Woman is mysterious in origin as her last name. But the mysterious one is... Oh. Ah! That's Iris! Good evening. The really mysterious one is this girl. You're on your way to the bathroom too, Mr. Wright. And with this chance passing by, let's try to talk with her. Maybe get some answers. You're Sister Iris, right? Yes. So, when did you come to Hazakura Temple? I don't remember. Ever since I was a small child, the temple has been my home. So you've never left? Well, I don't have any family left to take care of me. Mr. Bikini, I come to think of her as my real mother, as it were. Well, I see. Did you go to college? Maybe enroll in the Ivy University Literature Department? I never had an interest in going to a big university like that. My training is all the education I need. I see. But once in a while, when I get the chance, I make a trip to the nearby town. I can use a computer and a cell phone too. It's not exactly something worth bragging about. I don't see any cyclones. Guess that means she's not lying? Please don't stare at me like that. What kind of place is this anyway? I heard it's for training to increase your spiritual power or something like that. It must seem awfully crazy to normal people like you. Well, I have to admit it is a whole different world up here. Glad to hear you say that. Huh? Fucking with dead people. Does it help anyway? I hate it. Really? Oh, why stay in the place like this? Ah, something wrong? I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go ring the bell for lights out. It's almost 10 now, huh? Mr. Wright? Yeah? What's alright with you? I'd like you to have this. But this is your hood. It has the power to protect you from evil spirits. To think of it, Sister Bikini was wearing one of these too. I pray for your safety in this dark, cold night. Magical hoods are to offer protection from evil spirits. I'm sorry, but I must bid you good night. Wait a minute, Sir Iris. Yes? Just now, you called me by my name. You said Mr. Wright. How did you know my name? I never introduced myself to you. That's... Sister Iris. Please tell me the truth. You and I, have we ever met before? Yep. Oh my god, 5. Iris? 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 What am I fighting for? Oh, it's almost that. Sorry, I would have done a lot. Perhaps we can speak again tomorrow. Bring out your dad! My hunch was correct. She does know me. Let's try to talk with her again tomorrow. Ah! What the? What thrilling scream came from the courtyard? February 7th, 11:06 p.m. Hazakura Temple Courtyard. That scream. That sure came from around here. Ah! Someone's there. On the ground. Mr. Nim? I just stepped on something soft. Hey, don't step on my tummy like that. What are you doing lying here in the snow? I was passed out. What do you think? That blood-curdling scream was... Forget about that. Bring it before the police. Is there even a phone in the main hall? No, but we still get reception up here in the mountains. You must have a cell phone on you, right? Oh yeah, I didn't bring it with me. Oh, you're useless. Even Iris has a cell phone. You have no choice but to use the public phone by Dusky Bridge. Hurry! Hurry, hurry! And as fast as you can! Yes, ma'am. If you don't hurry, Iris will... Iris will... Iris will what? 11:18. That's better than I thought. The bridge is just up ahead. That's a good tell Maya what happened, too. Ah! Dusky Bridge? It's burning down? What the heck happened? What are you doing here? Ah! What is it? Is it me? Don't scream like that, Larry. I almost had a heart attack. My name isn't Larry, it's Larisse. Larry, hurry up and call the police. I'm going to the inner temple. Don't be stupid. Bridge is nothing but a burning wreck right now. Listen to me. There's been a murder. Here, at Hazakura Temple. What? The murderer might have fled across the bridge. I have to make sure Maya is safe. But... Please, call the police. I've gotta go. Get out of my way, Larry. It's too dangerous, Nick. Wait! It must have been crazy. Not dangerous it was, but it's still windful. Ah! Nick! Thinking even more about the fire, the rickety old bridge plank snapped and gave way, as I was swallowed by the eternal darkness that surrounded me. And a terrified scream rose up to pierce the frozen air of the harrowing night. Oh, you can't end on that. No, it's fine. We're literally just gonna go right into it. That's a crazy cliffhanger going on. Alright. I don't know what that was about. Date, time, location? When could that be at the summon night? Yes, Edgeworth speaking. Angie, get up! It's an emergency! Larry. You know what time it is? It's not Larry, it's Larisse! Larisse, tune in! This is nothing more than a terrible nightmare. I'll just roll over and... Wait! Don't hang up! It's an emergency! It's Nick! He's like a really nasty spill. No, it wouldn't be the first time, though. I'm not joking, his life is in danger. What? What happened? Tell me. I'm gonna go with the bad luck. May already be dead. Anyway, you gotta come back. You're the only help, or the only one that can help. My Iris. My beautiful Iris. She needs help. Alright, I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there as soon as I can. I'm at the detention center. Please, hurry! It's been 1 year since I left that country. I thought I wouldn't have to see him again for a while. Sounds like I won't be a pretty reunion. As if I expected anything to change. February 8th, 2:19 p.m. Detention Center. Visitor's room. You're late, Edgy! What took you so long? Oh, I could hear it. I chartered a private jet to come as quickly as I could. Well, you should have chartered a faster one. Anyway, just listen. Something happened to Miss Elise, and Niku's, Aya, and Iris's bikini. Say something, Edgy. Before I came here, I stopped by the hospital and paid a right of visit. Anyway, I had a better understanding of the situation than you at this point. The matter victim was the picture book author, Miss Elise Dunim. She was found by Wright and the head nun. The suspect is the temple's younger nun. And then later, while Wright was crossing the bridge, it broke and he fell into the river. The hospital says that he'll need at least 2 days of bed rest. Yes, that's right. You got it. But they arrested her, like a sweet little Iris. Here I was, convinced he was the only one the police had arrested. However, I don't understand what these two items are for. What are you talking about? Things Wright gave to me when I was leaving his room. This is the first. He said some nonsense about being able to see into people's hearts with this. And the other. He couldn't possibly be asking what I think he is, could he? I'm begging you, Iris's trial starts tomorrow. You think out of the picture, all I've got left. The only one that could represent her. What did you just say? You know, represent, defend. What were you expecting? What do you think I called you anyway? I called you for anyway. I'm a prosecutor, Larry. A prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm saying? A prosecutor's a lawyer who... Don't talk to me like I'm a kid. I graduated from junior high, you know. Don't worry about it. I promise I won't tell. But I mean, I had a paper badge, had no problem fooling an entire court before. This country's judicial system... Oh my god. How could this country's judicial system have fallen into such decay? Please, Edgy. Please listen to her. Listen to Iris' side of the story. Well, Wright wasn't joking when he gave me this badge after all. That is right. We're playing as Edgeworth now! Thank you for coming. My name is Iris. Edgeworth. My name is Edgeworth. I don't know if I can be of any help, but at least hear what you have to say about the murder. Mr. Wright? How is he? Mr. Larry said that he might even die. Fortunately, he will be fine. There, Lauren, how would you say something like that? He was badly bruised when he hit the water, but otherwise he is unharmed. Thank goodness. But he's got some kind of a nasty cold. A cold? He's having a high fever and he's drifting in and out of consciousness. Must be imagining things. This woman, like I've met her before. You have it, right? Oh, what is this song? Yo. Pardon me, Iris. I would like to ask you something if you don't mind. I have the distinct feeling you and I have met before. It must be your imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. After all, I hardly ever leave Hazakura Temple. Hazakura Temple? What's that? A place where those who wish to boost their spiritual power come to train. You need to undergo some very difficult training to release your inner spiritual power. Spiritual power? Go to the temple for that reason as well. No, I don't have any spiritual powers. I don't need them. In that case, what are you doing at that temple? I've committed some sins. Sins that I need to pay for. That's why I'm there. And why I continue to train. Purify my soul. I want to ask you about last night, the night of the crime. Alright. I helped to clean up after dinner, and went back to my room at about 8. Later, I left my room to ring the light-out bell at 10. Bell? We're doing it at the same time each night. I see. And then... I was told to go to the training hall, but I went back to my room. Stayed there. Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to? I was frightened. Frightened? I just stayed in my room and meditated until the murder happened. That's more to her story. Just know there is. We should dig a little deeper. You were asked to go to the training hall on the night of the murder. Yes. However, you didn't go. Because you say you were frightened. What exactly were you so frightened of? What? What in the world? Wrong? I'm sorry, it's nothing. So she's not aware of them herself. What you were right was talking about the fight locks. You said that I needed to present this Magatama item to do something? So do you have any idea as to what really occurred last night? I think it was the result of the tremendous spiritual power that was unleashed. Spiritual power? Yes, spiritual training has a cause behind many great tragedies. This incident was just another example. Iris, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I'm a man of science, I don't believe in spiritual power. Yes, I understand. Most people don't. I'm sorry, Edward. How do you not? You've literally seen Maya's spirit channel right in front of you. Whatever. And I am certain that the thing that killed the victim was a human. So please, answer me this simple question. Were you the one who killed the Elise Dunim? No. I'm not the one who took her life. So I talk things out appearing. I suppose that means I can believe that she's not lying. Huh. What's wrong? I can't believe what I'm thinking. Can I just finish saying that I don't believe in spiritual power? Appears that's about all you can tell me. Thank you very much for listening to my story. I visited right at the hospital before coming here. He asked me to take care of you. Me? Yes, the trial tomorrow. He asked me to defend you. If Mr. Wright has that much faith in you, Mr. Edward, I would gladly entrust my fate in your capable hands. But before that, I have one question. Yes? Do you know Wright? Why did you ask that? If you came up in our conversation, you began to act a little strange. Mr. Edward? What is Mr. Wright to you? He is a very dear and indispensable friend. Ooh? You hear that? We're very dear and indispensable to Edgeworth. Isn't that great? It was 5 years ago. That's when I deceived him. You deceived him? I heard that he was in a lot of pain afterwards because of what happened. And what a weak person I am. Why, I thought it was best if they never saw me again. He never saw me again. I wanted him to just forget about me without learning the truth. Well, if you ask me, Wright is still suffering. But when he learns the truth, I don't think he will ever be able to truly recover. Iris, it's not too late. You should go to him. Tell him the truth. I'll defend you, only if you agree to that one condition. Yeah, Edgeworth's such a great guy. We're an upstanding citizen. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth. I promise. Very well. I'll do everything in my power to get you an acquittal. Dang. Enough information gathering for now. I should head to the crime scene. Agreed. Wow, so fast we can go. February 8th, Dusky Bridge. It sure is cold, alright. This is it. Dusky Bridge. Oh wow, I see this Edward. How did I know? Ugh, Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see! What about a year? That's a bit longer. It doesn't matter, Detective. What does matter is why you're shuffling around up here. Oh, ouch. And there's that sharp left jab. Well, I'm happy to see you anyway, Mr. Edgeworth. Let me guess. I transferred my HR to the local precinct. Best decision. Investment of nothing up here should be quite easy to guard. I heard you were back in the country and arranged to come all the way out here. It was real nice. They even let me take charge on the investigation, sir. True indeed. Gum on your shoe. It's impossible to get rid of. I'm supposed to report on the details of the crime scene, sir. Anyway, here I am, Detective Big Gumps, reporter for duty. Great. Thank you, Detective. I thought Prosecutor Godot was gonna get here before me. I think it was a real mystery, I tell you. Prosecutor Godot? I just got back into the country, so I don't really know much about the case. Hey, it's simple. Simple as a simple does, as they say. Ah, you got an idea how much I've missed that biting sarcasm of yours, sir. But seriously, this one's a piece of cake. There's a witness that saw the whole thing. Witness. Yeah, that bikini lady. Bikini lady? Here? On this freezing cold mountain? Well, you sucked at yourself, you want the details, sir. I think I have to talk to this bikini lady. I'm gonna be decisive witness myself. Ooh, Ezra's getting a little bikini. So this is the bridge that Wright fell? Yep. I can't imagine being that reckless myself. Well, you cross. That's how it goes, right? Well, it wasn't that deep. And there's something on the other side. Yeah, it's some little building they call the Inner Temple, but you can't get over there without a bridge, sir. What? Nobody lives there, so it's usually not a problem. Someone was at the Inner Temple doing some training, and now they're stuck there. Yes, I heard that from Wright. Maya Fey. Oh no. Her again? Anyway, the air's really turbulent right now, so we can't do an aerial extraction. No one's gonna be able to reach the Inner Temple until tomorrow, sir. You all right in this code? So how did this bridge burn down anyway? Almost 100% sure it was lightning. Lightning. Who's this Prosecutor Godot? I've never heard of him. Yeah, he's a new guy. Showed up after you left the country. He's a complete rookie, but I don't say a bad word about the guy. What kind of man is he? Yeah, he just became a prosecutor recently, but he's good, sir. Real good. He's so good, I still have never heard of him. The lead prosecutor on this case. Ah, you bet he is. For all. You know who's right in the middle of it. You know who. Phoenix Wright, of course. For some reason, Godot's really got it in for Mr. Wright. Oh? Yeah, seems there's some kind of grudge. What was the cause of this grudge? What would be the cause of this grudge? I don't know. Maybe fun of his mask or something. Now this isn't making any sense. I've been looking at this Godot myself. You're telling me the bridge caught on fire due to a fluke bolt of lightning? Yep, last night it snowed for the first time in 3 days. It's not unusual for lightning to occur during a snowfall like that. But according to the weather data, the lightning definitely struck. Okay, correct. Official weather report. I see. This is a very detailed weather report. Almost too detailed. What's the exact time of the lightning struck at the bridge? Oh, that? They got that information from the witness's testimony. So actually saw the lightning hit the bridge? Where's this witness? Sorry, I'll ask for the local cop later, sir. As useful as ever. No, I don't mean that. Kamshi's great. So this is the bridge I tried to cross. Pretty reckless, if you ask me. But makes you survive the fall from up here. Yeah, you're a lucky guy, sir. I see how he managed to win his cases in court. Blind luck. I think dumb luck suits Wright just a bit better. Some letters are widely engraved on a rock-cut boulder. Dusky Bridge. That certainly has an appropriate name. You get some glasses, Mr. Ezra. That sign says Dusty Bridge. I can see how you read it wrong, though, sir. You're the one who needs glasses, detective. I'm reading it one more time. Ah! You're right. It's Dusky Bridge after all. I can still run this made a mistake. I see. There's a little shack down that way called Heavenly Hall. Shack. It's like a rundown doghouse for losers that can't bear the freezing drafts of wind. That reminds me of my apartment, sir. And Heavenly Hall makes it sound like a palace. Giving a hovel a great name is a crime itself. You call it false advertising. By the way, my apartment complex is Compton Castles. It's not such a great name if you ask me. Well, it's not such a great apartment either, so... When do we get to go to his castle? I want to go to... I want to go hang out with, with Gumshoe at his house. His apartment. Alright. I guess let's go to the main gate, then. Gotta talk to Sister Bikini. Square Temple, main gate. Yo, Edgy, what took you so long? So cold my brains turned to sherbet. Does this like to race back there, this country? What do you mean? Well, it's going to be fine, and the case itself isn't anything unusual. I find myself taking a request to defend a woman accused of murder. Hey, wait a sec. Hold it. Objection. What's going on here, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to explain, but one thing led to another, and... What kind of lame excuse is that? Call yourself a defense attorney? Prosecutor Edgeworth is a prosecutor. That's why he's Prosecutor Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, defense attorney. This sounds plain old weird, pal. Right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? Not sure what role I'm supposed to be playing anymore. Dude, Edgy. Don't see you for a couple of years and your heart turns to sherbet? I'd say more like sorbet. It's rather cold here. I just didn't murder her. Someone else did it. I just know it, okay? So trust me on this one. Ever the romantic, aren't you, Larry? Nevertheless, I'll do whatever I can to prove her innocence. At least until I pass the baton to right, that is. Man, I'm telling you, theirs is so cute. Right, Edgy? You think so too, don't you? What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? To put it simply, the comment has me highly concerned. Could it be the reason you think she's innocent? Come on, a girl that cute can't possibly be a murderer. She's only murdered like 8 other people. That was it after all. I should never have come back. No, don't worry. I see things for how they really are this time. Honest. But I'm painful every time he said that. It's just that, well, ever since the delicate flower. You can't force things too much. You know what I mean? I have no idea what you're talking about, Larry. Oh, forget it. I didn't say anything. Yeah? Larry, what about you and what were you doing the night of the crime? Larry? What? Don't tell me. You think I might have done it? What? Get lost! Go back to your chartered jet and get out of my sight, you creep! Maybe your plane crashes and you die. Oh, that's just one more time. On the night of the murder, where were you and what were you doing? As I suspected. Cyclops. I'm sorry, man. You know me, I just don't remember. My short-term memory is a wreck, dude. I don't believe you. One second. Well, I assume this will be where we find Miss Bikini. Hey. Hello there. How you feeling? All right, I suppose. Huh? Who's this? My name is Miles Edgeworth. My! A handsome boy such as yourself is always welcome. If circumstances weren't so tragic, I might just... Please don't call me boy. I'm sorry to trouble you. I'm looking for a woman in a bikini. Well, you have found her. Now what can I do for you? I'm sorry, but I don't see any bikinis. To ask nicely, I might give you a peek, big boy. Mr. Edgeworth? This is the head nun. Sister Bikini. She's the witness. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? This is exactly why your salary keeps on getting cut. My stomach is already growling in protest. So, what's the latest about my beloved Iris? Well, first, I want to hear what you know. First, I'd like to ask you about last night. Well, last night, we had an acolyte here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple. Must be talking about Maya. Approximately what time was that? I suppose it was about 9 when he left her. Training lasts all night long. It's extremely exhausting. The training dojo's head nun must be in attendance at all times to keep watch. Wow, you're right. That does sound exhausting. Detective, this is no time for flattery. Sorry. Until around 11, you witnessed the incident on the courtyard. Judy was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here? The way you start there, Nami, I'm starting to get goosebumps. Well, I'm starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason. Oh, you get the chills pretty easy, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Alright then, I'd like you to tell me exactly what you saw in the courtyard. It must have been past 11. No, I can't say it. It's too much for my poor heart. Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie. I saw 2 people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other one was stabbing her from the back. With a sword! Did you see the criminal? With your own eyes? I did not believe what I was seeing. But it was Iris! 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 No! Iris! You must have been quite shocked. Of course she was! How putting yourself in her shoes? You better give her stabbing Mr. Right smack in the middle of the courtroom. And I happened to witness it from the witness stand. I'd be pretty shocked too. I know it sounds insane, but that's what I saw. When I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed, and then I passed out. Fortunately for us, the testimony seems to be pretty solid. However, to give Iris doing such a foul act seems unnatural. Unnatural? Yolanda simply isn't capable of this sort of foulness. I wonder what she means by that. As the head nun, it's your duty to stay with the acolyte at all times, correct? Yes, that's correct. I know I may look strong, but the truth is, I've got a bad lower back. A bad lower back? Yes, it's especially bad in the winter, so bad that I can't even lift a bucket. Sorry, should get my water ready. Don't you remember how cold it was last night? My bad back felt the stiffest of frozen glass. I just wanted to take a nice hot bath to ease my aching back. That's why I returned to the main hall. You left a disciple all alone? That'd be ridiculous, I would never do that. I ordered Iris to the inner temple after she had rung the bell for lights out. Yes, but she never went to the inner temple, did she? Does that not actually see Iris there? I think I'd better try to get some more details. But who is this acolyte that was in the train at the inner temple? Her name is Maya Fey. I treated her very badly, I'm ashamed to say. After she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course. Special course? It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times. You tell me she's still doing that over in the inner temple, do you? No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night we still hadn't started the training session itself. That's good to hear. Oh, dear. That's one thing I forgot to tell you. Oh, I don't think I like the sound of this. You know that small girl? I believe she's Mystic Maya's little sister. Maya's little sister? Ah, you mean Little Pearl? That's Maya Fey's cousin. Little Pearl? I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after we'd finished the dinner. The dinner here. But I haven't seen her at all since last night. She's nowhere to be found. You mean she was with the victim? It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back. The girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone? As they say, the plot thickens. The plot definitely thickens. Can you tell me about Iris? Didn't you went with Maya to the training hall in the inner temple last night? You happened to see Iris while you were there? Of course I saw her. I told her to meet us after ringing the 10 o'clock bell for lights out. So you're saying Iris came to the inner temple now? Of course she did. Oh man, ooh, oh no! Oops. Of course she did. Iris has always been a good, obedient girl. After that, I had Iris help Mystic Maya begin her training. That doesn't fit with Iris' story at all. She said that she never went to the inner temple. As they say, the plot thickens. But more to hear about that? No. Well. It's a demon warding hood. Acolytes are highly susceptible to possession by evil spirits, you know. That's why we always wear these for protection. Oh, I see. What are you waiting for? You don't get any protection just by holding it, you know. Put it on already! No, I can't. That was just... It's like I was just made for you, Mr. Edward. What do you mean by that, detective? Absolutely marvelous. You just gotta keep it on for a while. This is some sort of divine retribution. That's funny. I guess... Profile. How old is her? 25. Is that right? I'm trying to think, does that line up? It should, right? It's like roughly 5 years ago, and she was 19, so she's like a year older. That could also just be based on what the time frame is. Right? That extra year could have passed already. That does seem about right. What about Elise? Oh! How could such a terrible thing have happened? It's all my fault! Well, come on, lady. I don't think you need to take all the blame yourself. Quite! What do you know anyway? Ouch, that's scary. Can't do him like that. Go on like that. That stupid 5 o'clock shadow in that stupid old coat of yours. So that you weren't the one that disappeared. Poor gumshoe, man. You had to take it all out on me. I think it does seem a little manufactured. I guess also I should put her as a pro, right? Oh, this poor girl. Look, she have gone. Well, we checked out her home and she's not there. Well, she's nowhere in the vicinity of the temple either. Which means... well, we feel the possibility of where she could be. Ah! Maybe she fell off the bridge and was carried downstream. Why do you have to be such a pessimist, detective? Yeah, I was just trying to think like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ironic I became a pessimist only after I had the pleasure of working with you. Oh, Maya. He's a very important visitor. You know, an honored acolyte. Honored? How so? The Fey name is synonymous with the Korean channeling technique. Therefore, she must be a spirit medium of great power indeed. Why'd you mention it? 1 year ago. What's the case I was about to master the Korean channeling technique? Detective. I detest talk of supernatural dribble. I suppose now you'll say she was a she has midi-chlorians? What? I'm sorry. Midi-chlorian. Star Wars prequels, eat your heart out. So I give you the creeps, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? That's got nothing to do with it. Well, you know there's a good dough, man. It's not that she knows anything about the dough. Okay, good. We can't go to the courtyard. Let's see. Can we go to the courtyard? February 8th. Fazakura Temple. Okay, this is where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched. Thanks, detective. I'll just have a look around. Like the police are still investigating. Oh, yeah, by the way, I thought about to ask, just to be sure. Are you really going to defend that nun, Iris, at the trial tomorrow? Yes, I will. I gave her my word, and now I must follow through with my commitment. Well, in that case, I've got to be careful. Make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation. Don't worry about it, detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of us will flow out on its own. Most of it will flow out on its own. You got it, sir. I'll make sure it flows out like water from a tap. Yes, you do that, detective. Just how much of your runny spout leaked over the years. That's rude. The victim is the famous picture book of him, that's the least name. It died passed up until she won that writing award last year. It's a total mystery. Hard to believe in this day and age, you still find people like that. The estimated time of death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. The cause of death was blood loss resulting from a stab to the back by the murder weapon. That's a murder weapon. The victim was found skinned with a giant sword, sir. That's terrible. Yeah, but there's one strange thing. Yes. The victim's entire body was covered with bruises. Bruises are consistent with falling from the height of a 2-story building. A 2-story building? That would be the same height as the room in front of us, correct? Yeah, you're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. It just happens to be the room that Elise and him was staying in. Maybe that she was pushed into the window after she was stabbed by the sword. This autopsy report added to the court record. Time 10 to 11 p.m. Cause also blood from the side of the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. Dang, that's only 1d6 of bludgeoning. Actually, I lied. That's not any d6 of bludgeoning damage. I'm sorry. Fall damage only accrues after you've already fallen 10 feet. And this has been D&D Rules with me. In case you didn't know, that is how fall damage works in 5e. You have to fall after you fall 10 feet. You then start to accrue fall damage of 1d6 bludgeoning per 10 feet. Though it caps out at like 10d6, I think? Might be lower than that, but the idea is terminal velocity. Now then, detective. Let's see if we can summarize what we've learned so far. Okay, let's take a look at the map. According to the testimony of Sister Bikini that had done, right after they finished dinner, she and Maya Fey head over to the Inner Temple. So the witness and Maya go across the rickety bridge into the Inner Temple. At 10 p.m. after ringing the bell for lights out, I just went to the Inner Temple. She also runs over to the Inner Temple, which, if that's true, that would mean that she couldn't be there to commit the crime. When she got there, Bikini had to take over while she went back to Healthcare Temple. Which means that Bikini would be the one to commit the murder. After taking a hot bath to soothe her back, Sister Bikini witnessed the murder in the courtyard. There's no more details. You should ask Bikini herself in the main hall. In the temple, oh. I'd like some more information about that place. Well, the trial begins tomorrow, but who's the prosecutor? Pretty sure it's that Godot guy, but I can get a hold of him. I'm looking for a replacement. What do you mean? It's really weird. All of a sudden, no one can reach him. Well, the rumors are true. Maybe since Mr. Eckhart Coleman won't be defending, he just lost interest. I intend to appear in courts in the role of the defense attorney. However, I'd be quite unhappy if it came out that I'm actually a prosecutor. Yeah, I can see why. But I'm not the one you have to worry about. I think the real problem is going to be that judge. Yes, he certainly would remember my face even after such a long absence. If I had requested another judge preside over this trial tomorrow. We've only met each other once. There's a good chance he won't remember me at all. Yeah, but what about the prosecutor? Well, the prosecutor's office must know you. Would it be a problem if someone there made a big stink, sir? No need to worry. I pulled a few strings and arranged for a prosecutor of my own choosing. Wow, Edgeworth. I had no idea such a powerful string to pull. What was this Inner Temple that Maya was supposedly trading at? According to Bikini, it's an old building they use in the for training acolytes. It's on the other side of the dusty bridge. Which that's burned down, huh? Is there anything else on the other side of that bridge beside the Inner Temple? Nope, not a thing. Nothing. The other side is surrounded by cliffs on all sides. In a way, it's kind of like a little island out there. The only thing there is the only thing there is the Inner Temple. It's not the kind of place a person could survive in. Please be alright, Maya. Alright, let's do some examination. The sword from this gold statue is actually the murder weapon. It sure is. It's called a Shichi Shito, by the way. Masterpiece of work, sir. There's still blood on it. I suppose this is the victim's blood? Yep, it's all over the blade. Speaking of all over the blade, fingerprints all over the hilt of the Shichi Shito, too. Fingerprints? Actually, they match the prints we got from the younger nun. Fingerprints on a murder weapon? What's wrong? You're looking really solemn. Is this how it is to write? Is this what it's like to be a defense attorney? Yeah, I think it doesn't really feel good. To be honest, it feels more like it's detrimental to your health. Did you shoot that under the court record? Main gate must be just over the stone wall. Stone walls. I just built a few of those in my time. Most of them are good memories, but not all. Detective, someone should introduce you to the concept of paucity of words. Mm-hmm. Yeah, possibly. 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 Ah, I see. The presence of something only in smaller, insignificant quantities or amounts, otherwise known as scarcity. Why not just say scarcity? Why not just tell him to shut up? Why do you gotta be so pompous about skiing equipment? Ah, I just love skiing. Really? You're dumb. You're like the type. Then what about sleds? Sleds? Nah. They're a little too kiddie, you know? That's with my hard-boiled image. What about the silence, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. World's starting to go mad. No, Edgeworth, I don't think that's wrong. I think calling Gumshoe an egg is not incorrect. It's a lantern. I suppose they light it at night. Yeah, something elegant about the light of the fire. At the end of each month, I always like to relax in my room by candlelight. Detective, you don't afford to pay your electricity bill. How do you know? I'm sorry, Gumshoe. Something like this. What's this? Looks like a wizard's staff. I belong to the victim, that's at least the name. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh yeah, listen, this is just between us, okay, sir? Yes, what? This is top secret stuff, don't tell anyone about this. Alright. The truth is, I was a kid. I wanted to be a wizard. That's it? That's what you wanted to tell me? Hey, that's it. The staff was made from a very strong kind of wood. What about fingerprints? Were there any on it? Just the victims. Dead by at least 2 names. She was alive. Has her fingerprints on it. Interesting that the jewel is missing. The pure amethyst. Amethyst is a cool jewel. I like amethyst. It's a nice color. It's a nice pretty purple. Purple's a great color. Do I have anything to present to you? Probably not, right? Okay. Perhaps just want to talk about it with you now? Maybe I can present you some things? Like, the staff? How about this here? Let me see. As you may... Oh my god, my throat. As you may know, in order to read this reality for what it truly is, we strive to break our attachments to much of the transient material realm. I guess you could call me an immaterial girl. I guess she lives in an immaterial world, huh, Mr. Edward? Was that supposed to be like a Barbie girl reference? I think that was a Barbie reference. Or something else, I don't know. What about the sword? Okay, same thing. As much as I would love to keep saying Shichishito, I'm going to stop saying Shichishito and just call it the sword. Unless explicitly stated by the game. Hold up. What are the clues here? Oh, it ends the cushions in the corner of the room. What's that white piece of paper sticking out from under the stack? It means me. Do you mind checking that for me, Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Here you are, Edgeworth. It's like an old manila envelope. What is it, Detective? This could be it. The ultra important clue, the super special clue. I suppose I should read it myself then. It looks like a letter addressed to Sister Iris. My 10 at Heavenly Hall. Unless you want your secret to be exposed. But this sounds like a blackmail letter. Note to Iris under the court record. Oh, nice going there, Mr. Edgeworth. I never find clues like that. I'm an ultra important prosecutor. Super duper prosecutor. I suppose it takes a super duper kind of dumb to miss a clue like this. That's not very nice. Altar with a giant Magatama enshrined on it. A lot of candles lined up on it too. You know, I haven't had a birthday party for myself in a while. Maybe you should blow out those candles over there and make up for that. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind saying happy birthday to me? Stop that, cut that out. Please don't blow out the altar candles. A big Magatama. It struck us a strong presence over the whole room. This is the Lesser Magatama. It's a precious heirloom containing a great many souls. Eh? It was lesser. What does the greater one like? The greater Muggletome is fit in the main room of Fey Manor. It was supposed to be shown at the Treasure of Crane exhibit, but it was so large that they couldn't bring it through the doors. I actually don't know if I remember that. I don't know if I remember seeing it. Looks like there's rooms off to the side where people stayed. That's like a... Actually, this is like a small fire pit. Ah, it's a one cat box. For all the cats. It's called the hibachi. It's for heating the room. Ah, look at these ancient straw frisbees. Some sort of type of zabuton. Fission Stovenza. Hey, Mr. Hard Time, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Why? Because learning something new might actually be a good thing for you, Detective. I mean... Yeah, probably. Okay. Main gate. Oh. I'm assuming Larry's gone. I don't see Larry anyway. Maybe we scared the poor kid away. But we'll shut tight with the number of Cyclops. Let's have a look for him now. A thorn in my side. Nothing new here, just the snowmobile. He's by the bridge? A lot of places to go. Never able to just in a visitor's room. Oh, she's still here. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. I came back because I'd ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. But I've already told you everything that I... Iris, please remember. I'm on your side. You can tell me anything. Yes, thank you. Inner Temple. I just finished speaking with the head nun of Halsakura Temple. He testified very clearly as to what happened. He said she saw you stab Miss Alistu in with a sword. And one other thing. She said that when Maya Fey began her training at the Inner Temple, you were there as well. What? When I spoke with you last, you claimed that you never went to the Inner Temple. And yet, Spikini says she met with you at the Inner Temple that very night. But I didn't go there. I didn't go to the Inner Temple last night. But she's unwilling to tell me the whole truth. If we'll find answers, I'm looking forward to break those Cyclocks. I might actually be good to do that then. I definitely the blackmail's gonna come into play here. Take that! I think that's the first time I've heard Edward say, take that. Since I've been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers. Understand? Yes, sir. The smallest flame can sometimes bathe a case in a whole new light. In my years in court, I've seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the Inner Temple last night? Yes, I swear. I already told you that. Yes, but you didn't go because you were frightened. That's right. That's the case. And the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder. Is this what frightened you so much you couldn't even leave your own room? The black... Take that! Well, take that! Sounds almost like Shulk. I found this in the main hall. It is addressed to you. Ah, that's... Iris. Why are you glaring at me like that? Actually, I never actually read it. Salutation here. That's something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Ebony Hall. Make sure you come unless you want our secret to you. Salutation! You were scared of the blackmailer who wrote this to you, isn't that correct? Ah. It's the evidence of the power of my glare that broke that lock. Oh well, I don't suppose it matters either way. But, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? I thought that letter was just someone playing a prank on me. A prank? Yes. For all, even I did have a secret. Even if I did have a secret, there's no one to tell it to that would cause me any grief. Oh, I wonder about that. Her bikini's like a mother to me. I would never hide anything from her. No, you may not have anything to hide under normal circumstances. However, last night was different. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact nature of your secret yet. However, whatever it is, there's one person you didn't want your secret told to. Ooh. Probably Phoenix. Either Phoenix or Larry. Phoenix. Ah, you mean something to write, it seems. And I can tell he holds a special place in your heart as well. That's why you didn't want him, of all people, to know your deep, dark secret. Well, what do you have to say? I should have expected as much. Especially from a friend of his. Yeah, that's right, I know who you are. I know you're Dahlia. Unlock successful. After dinner, this letter was waiting for me in my room. As I said, I was frightened by it. What is this heavenly hall the letter mentions? A small mountain shack at the base of Dusky Bridge. A small shack? Huh. It's more like a broken down shack that no one would ever want to go near. Where is it on this map? Uh-huh. It's around here. To get there, you must follow a small path from Dusky Bridge. The reality is, near Temple, I had no choice but to cross that bridge. But I thought that such a terrible criminal could be looking at Heavenly Hall. I was so scared by the whole affair that I didn't even want to think about it. So this is the secret that you locked away in your heart? Yes. So I may have to visit this Heavenly Hall now. And find some sign of our mystery blackmail. In any case, you still claim to have never left your room last night. Yes, that's exactly right. What's this one? Rang lights about 10 p.m. and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. The trial starts tomorrow. I promise you, I will win. I'm going to win so that you and Phoenix Wright can see each other again. But when I do, you must promise me that you will tell him your secret. But it's pointless. Why would you say that? Because I may know who Phoenix Wright is, but he has no idea who I am. I wouldn't be so sure of that. I think he knows exactly who you are. Alright, let's go see that, Heavenly Hall. I'm sorry. I think I know who the blackmailer is. Whoa! How much of a view down here, huh? Still better than the view from my apartment, though. Someone's here. I just have to check it. Well, why? Why does this always happen? Oh. Whenever I find a girl I like, they always run away. Chase one of them to Japan. It's gonna be prison, I guess. Let's see the detective's wallet. It'll get me to lock up for sure. I can't do that to someone who just looks like he's down on his luck. He's just talking to himself. Shh! Be quiet and listen. I knew it. I shouldn't have done that. I blew it again. Done that? What did he do? I'm wondering. Hey, you! That's what you just said. I got an objection. What the? Angie? You dirty rat. Oh, shoo, you. Oh. I'm sorry, sir. Before I knew it, I was shouting out objection. And in a loud, commanding voice, too. I even pointed with my finger. We've watched too many trials. I'm sorry. Okay, Larry, the jig is up. What have you got to say for yourself? Yeah. Sorry. What was this little shack, anyway? Well, I just discovered it myself yesterday. How are you down here in the first place? Yeah, come on. I'm an artist. I was looking for a good place to sketch. This is a great little place. It's, artistic. It's quiet, it's cold, it's got no power, and it looks like it's about to collapse. I don't like my apartment, that pal. One thing's for sure, no one is likely to show up to disturb you here. So, I get you something to drink? Some hot water, maybe? Got no buddy on us, I gotta say, I'm loving that we have Gumshoe be our mock Maya. It is actually hilarious. I really like that. Listen to me, Edgy. You've got to do this. You got to save Iris. Why are you so sure she's innocent? Because she's cute? Watch your mouth. Anyway, I've made up my mind about it. I'm gonna marry that girl. Mr. Edgeworth is pretending he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked the girl to marry you? No, not yet. But I can tell how she feels by the look in her eyes. she's got this. I really want this man to carry me over the. Look, man, talking's hard. I really want this man to carry me over the threshold, look. I'm sure Nick would be surprised. He'd never imagined that I could marry such a beautiful girl like that. Something tells me he would be shocked indeed. Yes, he would. That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt? What is this guy trying to say? Lost me about a mile back. You want to know the answer to that? I'm gonna have to drag him into the witness stand. To think that you still haven't answered my question. Where were you and what were you doing last night? Man, don't you have anything else to talk about? With that kind of attitude, you'll never be a ladies' man like me. Okay, chill out with those scary eyes. I got it. If you really want to know, last night I saw something incredible. Something incredible. Yeah, dude, Iris came down to the shack. She showed me her naked boobies. Yeah, but let's not talk about that now. Let's talk about the good old days. What do you say? Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water. I suddenly realized that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him. Well, because he's an idiot, that's why. He's a big old dumb. He got 2 brain cells. Look, I just want to see if I can go inside. That's a horrible graffiti problem you got there, pal. You don't know anything, detective. This is art. An expression of my bittersweet love for Iris. Very. You know what the difference between graffiti and true art is? It's how the artist himself defines it, right? I should have seen that one coming. Well, if that's the case, then all my lunchboxes are masterpieces too, pal. Alright, listen here, buddy. Listen here, Gomshit. Listen there. The sort of roof is something covered with freshly fallen powdery snow. Wow, makes a nice image, doesn't it? I always did like the rustic look. Heavenly Hall. I suppose it's an appropriate name in some sense. You got that right. Look at that bridge up there. This place has to be a heaven. Because that thing is hell. You do well to remember, Larry, that this is a sacred place to some people. Indeed it is. Let's go all the way to Dusky Bridge. It's a pretty long but easy walk. I fell down 4 times on the way down here, sir. Sorry about that, detective. I ate 4 bananas and tossed their peels on the stairs on my way down here. What? That's what I was slipping on? Be careful on the way back. Those silly banana peels are still out there. There. That's a real important piece of information right there, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know if I'd say that. This is the Eagle River, sir. It runs pretty fast, so it doesn't ice over, even in the winter. That iced over rice would have been in some serious trouble. You're right about that. I landed on the ice and slid downstream to who knows where. Not exactly what I meant, but alright. I mean, a fall like that, honestly, if the entire river is not frozen over, he's probably breaking through it. It's 40 feet. That's a lot of speed to get. What is this festive-looking ornament? It reminds me of art class in grade school. We used to have a lot of fun decorating the classrooms with origami, remember? Well, Oh, yeah, you were never any good at it. Really? Yeah, this guy was so bad he couldn't even fold $1, let alone a crane. I tried to comfort him, and he would just sit there sobbing. Oh, really? I never would have expected that. Be quiet already, I'll never forget the shame of that day. What a crane! I'm gonna make a perfect 1/4-inch crane without a single flaw. You know, Edgy, nothing for nothing, but 1/4-inch crane without a single flaw is not easy. Yeah, that's quite a feat, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Yeah, this is exactly why I hate childhood friends. True. Alright. I don't know if we have everything, but we can... Take that! That really just sounds like Shulk. Alright, now you're going to tell me what you really saw last night. Well, you're really upset, aren't you, Edgy? Okay, I'll talk. Oh, that was a bit too easy. Yeah, anyway, it was awesome. Never seen anything like it. At 10 o'clock last night, it started thundering. I'd been sleeping, I'm not sure for how long. Suddenly, zing! The world in front of me went white. I'd just been slapped in the face by my old girlfriend, Naomi. And then, it was on fire. The bridge was on fire. Dusty Bridge got on fire? You're saying that you saw it with your own eyes? Hey, you're giving me the evil eye. I'm telling the truth. Still pretty Cyclops related. Guess you're still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, where were you when you saw that happen? Where you say? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Just answer the question. It was in my own room, by the main hall. Where else would I be? As usual, you're as transparent as an empty jelly jar. Problem, I suspect, lies there. There? What do you mean, there? It's impossible for you to have seen lightning strike Dusky Bridge from your room. You... Well, lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. I'm 30 minutes past the fire starting and going out. Probably the map would be by again. It received from Wright. He wasn't serious when he gave this to me, was he? Something about reading people's hearts, whatever nonsense. Oh, I actually looked at the art. Oh, that's nice. Look at that artwork. That's good artwork. What did this say? Oh, yeah, probably this then. I don't even know. Look at this, Larry. Hey, forget about that. Try drinking your hot water. If you don't drink it fast, it's gonna get cold. Oh, sorry. It's cold, all right. Hold on, my evidence. Well, have you gone down yet? Yes, I'm going to think it over again. So there's nothing to think over? I was in my room doing She Loves Me Not with a bunch of flowers. As usual, it was transparent as an empty jelly jar. Ooh. Probably the map then, right? I was thinking it was either going to be the map or that, but I figured since that specifically states where, I would have rather said the map. Oh, well, I mean, I guess you technically can't see it hit the bridge from the temple, but... Take that! Take that! I'm really failing! This is the map of the area. Take a look around the vicinity of Hazakura Temple. Words are hard. What am I looking for? I think that should be fairly obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees and it's simply impossible to see the bridge from here. What? Why didn't you tell me that before? There we go. Well, how about it? About what? Feel like talking now? About what? Looks like it won't be that easy after all. You leave me no choice. I'll have to move on to the next step. I went in your room at the temple, so then, where were you? You don't know that I wasn't in my room? So was Valerian. Why was he there? But the situation up to this point correctly, the answer is fairly obvious. Come here, Mother. Let's test my theory. The place you witnessed lightning strike Dusky Bridge was here! Take that! The place you saw the lightning strike from was naturally Heavenly Hall. Why would I be hanging out in this old shack? It's freezing cold there. There's no electricity, and it could fall apart any minute. Larry, how do you know that anyway? How do you know that there's no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet. Uh-oh. In other words, you have just provided evidence to prove my theory. My theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset. I have to admit, I'm impressed, Edgy. You're in a totally different league from Nick. That's nice. Now tell me, what were you doing at this cold little shack last night? It's what you might call fair decor. I think you mean a fair decor. That you were waiting for someone? Oh no. You really are a scary guy, you know. That last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. We're waiting for... Iris! Iris! Only one person you'd be waiting for this horrible place like this, Larry. I told you before, don't call me Larry. The person you're waiting for was Iris. Oh, suddenly I feel cold all over, Edgy. No doubt because of my chilly glare. So, you think I got the hots for Sister Iris, huh? Do you have some kind of evidence? You got something that proves I was waiting for her, or are you just guessing? This is where I draw the line and end this ridiculous little game. This evidence that proves you were waiting for Iris. Yet again, I get ahead of myself.
Take that!
Take that! Here's your evidence. You called her here. Called her to this spot with your pathetic blackmail letter. Oh, hey! Give that back! You're embarrassing me. What do you do with that anyway? That's not important. I misjudged you, Larry. What do you mean? Taking advantage of a woman's frailty like that. You should be ashamed of yourself. First of all, what's this at the top of the letter? It's a salutation here. Well, that was what it said in that book, Letter Writing for Dummies. Not supposed to actually write that. That's where you're supposed to write, Dear Iris. What? I'm so sorry. Larry. For one, brain cell really doesn't fire very often, does it? So you were here at Heavenly Hall last night, weren't you, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you? Sorry, Edgy. Better than cut, you scumbag, threatening a young lady like that. Wait, hold up. What now, pal? What are you talking about? What threatening stuff? I'll tell you what, you tried to scare Iris by threatening to expose her secret, pal. What do you mean, threaten? When did I threaten her? I just want your secret to be exposed. That sure sounded like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact. Give me it back. It's a love letter. Have you ever been in love? What did you just say? My love for her burns so hotly I could melt all the snow in this mountain. Oh. What was the secret you mentioned? Come on, Edgy. Don't you get it? Talking about the secret love between her and me. Obviously, she wouldn't want Old Lady Bikini to know about it, right? About our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair. Right, then why did you send a love letter in a business-like manila envelope? Give me a break! It's not my fault I didn't have any other envelopes. Yeesh. Then why were you so quick to apologize, pal? Because Edgy gave me that scary look of his. What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? That's it. That's what all those huge locks were about. I don't understand why you were so defensive. Well, I don't know either. I guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me. Hey, come on, don't let it get you down. What's Edgeworth? This guy's still hiding something, I know it. You mean, detective. Don't forget what the guy just said a minute ago. What I know last night, I saw something incredible. He's right. Larry. What? You're looking at me like a hungry dog that just found a bone. What was that something incredible you saw last night? You're going to tell me, Larry, one way or another. I told you, didn't I? I saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge. Yes, I believe it was the incredible... Yes, and I believe it was the incredible sight you saw. Well, I think about it. Something doesn't quite ring true. What doesn't? That's all there is to your story. Your heart wouldn't have had all those locks. Therefore, Larry, I do believe you saw something last night. Something more incredible than lightning. What? When? Where? Why? How? Hey, what do you think you're doing? Don't have anything with Mr. Edgeworth. I'll rush you on the spot, pal. Again? More? Holy... No. What's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again? Why are you glaring at me like I'm next to... why are you glaring at me like I'm next to be hit by a bolt of lightning? Just about had it with this Harlequin. But you want to drag the truth out of him. You'll just have to drag him to the witness stand. Ooh. Well. Dang. Now seems if we're going into trial, we are. Okay. Now it's a great time for me to go fill my water bottle back up. It's not quite empty, but it's like basically empty. So I'm gonna go fill that up. So I'll be back momentarily. Oh man, gotta say. Being Edgeworth is both simultaneously great and terrible. I don't know what it is, but Edgeworth's voice, the voice I gave Edgeworth, just really hurts my throat. But it is nice. I think it's fitting. It's better than Schultz's voice that he's got. Just take that! Take this! I'm really feeling it. But I digress. Yeah, I'm back with water. Water is nice. Water is good. And this game makes me chug water like it's nobody's business. Anyways, let's go ahead and get back in it. February 9th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Event Lobby number 1. Oh my, Mr. Larice feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. But I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that we saw on the night of that incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Larice is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Is this your bikini? She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise to name, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Miss Redworth? Yes. You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. Iris! It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. The defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth, I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself. Whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. February 9th. 10 a.m. District Courtroom numbers. It's always 10 a.m. Oh, prosecutor hasn't shown me. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Well, the defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. The prosecutor's chair can only mean the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. But it would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Oh no! Oh no! He's back! Oh my god, I love you. The prosecution stands ready.
And you are?
Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy.
Von Karma, you say? But chance you wouldn't be of any relation to legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma.
Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or I'm just imagining things. You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There's no such weakling as this man among those in the prosecutor's office.
There isn't? I'm sure. Once before in this courtroom. Ah!
I told you there is no such weakling.
What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whippet!
Hold it!
Hold it! I have no objection to the whip. You don't?
The prosecution can put a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there's still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, see, this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush... Words are hard. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. See, you brought your flair for the histrionic. Histrionic? Overly theatrical or melodramatic in character or style. Why not just say dramatic? God, Edgeworth, why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Allow me to add the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Oh!
The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor.
Very well. Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case.
With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Nim. Oh boy. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture. Is the weapon in question correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. I'm putting it in the court record.
There's no mistakes. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Oh, hold on there. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for a back pain-plagued witness.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
So funny. Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Hello, me? Oh, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini.
You got it, Bikini.
Nice to meet everyone.
I agree, Judge. I agree.
You don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Ah!
The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once.
Do you want me to leave?
You don't need to go get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
In any case, witness, I heard that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way my dear little Iris could do anything like that.
Let's hear what you have to say. First, tell us about your own movements that night. Yeah?
Man, my throat is already shot, and I cannot do her voice anymore. And I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, left Iris to help the acolyte and return to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soap. This after I'd finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple?
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I wouldn't have stayed at the inner temple. Or would have stayed at the inner temple.
Sounds like a pretty important statement you just made.
There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
God, this is great. We got the main character, the prosecutee. Oh. The best case. The best case.
Hold it!
Oh god.
Where's the inner temple?
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. It's a small temple across Husky Bridge called the Inner Temple.
Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
How exactly do you help with the process?
It's all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies.
But you have a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place?
Hold it!
Hold it! Violently.
That's right. No laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Being alive is like strict training.
On the night of the murder was the fabulous back of yours hurting again.
That's right. Raging like a bull in a pigeon, or pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. Just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off.
With Iris on the acolyte? You left Iris to help? With what?
What do you think? Nikolai's training, of course. This was past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises properly.
Wasn't your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, job is simply watch over the acolytes so they don't pass away.
Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct?
Oh, yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions.
Hold it!
So you returned to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath.
My back is to blame for everything. It's a do-or-be-done-in kind of world, after all.
How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking?
My, what a filthy little rogue you are! I know what's on your mind. Your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? This is where you have to wash the young ones.
What are you going on about? I was... Ah!
Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth.
The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of pick-me sign stuck to the defense's bench?
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so...
Hold it!
The plan took place in the courtyard, correct?
You go from my room to the main hall. You take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There's no complicated setup in this case.
That certainly seems to be true. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. I can clearly point out what it is. I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are.
Training in the temple. Back likes to act up, but Iris of the acolyte returned to Hazakura Temple. No bath in their temple, you see. You needed a long, hot soap.
That's when I saw it? I don't think it's right. What's the crime photo? Oh, okay, that's the crime photo. Okay. Well, the main issue here is obviously Iris's testimony. Okay? She stated that she was never in... Well, she never left her room.
Objection!
Yep. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well. Don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. A woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of the Hazakura Temple.
In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all.
No! She said that... The defendant or a witness. Who was more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make a much better alibi.
That is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
Does indeed have honest eyes. Oh!
All people lie, that is my belief.
Why am I the one being whipped in here? Anyway, whether the witness or the defendant have any reason to lie means... let's call your memory into question.
Dear, dear, dear. Other than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, it isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Then, I suppose it's really done as cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, you're going to question the memory of this witness. You're going to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. It was naive to think that that alone would do the trick. And these are the comments about Iris's testimony. Let us return to the cross-examination.
Okay, for training. Let's see, attack and sack that. I think the temple. There's no bath. Good, finished. Exactly as she had been at dinner.
Are you sure that you're not making a mistake?
You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor.
Yes.
Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. Made a mistake.
An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I wonder.
You would Dot wearing the same thing. She took her head off. She gave it to... Yeah, before the lights out, but...
Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct?
Of course! That's a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift last night. Before the lights-out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well.
It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand the happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the score. Witness, your response. Order!
Sister. This hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see. Stockpile. The surplus of hoods, eh?
Each one is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
This is quite strange. Ah!
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma. You want to get away with that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. Seeds of doubt. Witness, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Oops, well, whatever.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. Just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
After my day. I finished my bath around 11. I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard, and I took a look. And Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise. But that's sort of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
You saw footage of the sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Yeah, something like that. It's Judge. Imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look at the fool if I commented. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Honestly, though, you do call everyone their full name.
Hold
Hold it! How far is it from your room to the inner temple?
Let me think a moment. 20 minutes from these stumps of mine. About 15 minutes of Dusky Bridge from Masakura Temple. The temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back to there that night, did you? That's right. Sitting along the walkway toward the main hall.
Hold it!
Okay. And you say you heard a noise.
Thump. Just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump. Like that.
But then, remember those noise you heard have been snow falling on the ground?
I never thought of that.
Ah!
The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over the courtyard and... Iris was... Oh, here's the police.
This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. That remains in these claims.
Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to...
The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Mr. Bikini, try to recall exactly what it was you saw as clearly as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, don't you mention it. There was something awfully strange about him. Something that has been bugging me all this time.
Please don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood. Her hood. That's right. It's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. Iris! Thought something was out of place, but... All makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, we've given that hood away to someone, right?
Ugh.
You dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important?
It's of course important.
They initially appeared to be putting me at a disadvantage. Actually, I can't see any of the leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony.
Miles Edgeworth. But to hang yourself, you need only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
Witness, add that statement to your testimony.
No problem. I should mention that Iris didn't have her hood on. Police was staying in the third room, which faces the courtyard.
In the room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room is on the second floor.
No, Masakura Temple is a single-story building. But the mountain itself slopes downward.
Which
Elevates the main gate side of the temple and guest rooms in the back. About the height of a two-story building.
I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all.
She was pushed out of her room. What makes you so sure of all this?
Just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump! Just like that. And one smart sister will give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height.
It appears that the witness was not mistaken then.
Yep. I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. A woman of faith, after all.
You know, the Hazakura Temple. Two of them working there.
What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? A snappy comeback remark?
Doesn't feel like she is lying. Very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. And it's true things I can believe right now. My client, Iris, and the police defense attorney. With that, at around 11, I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. Iris was almost notable things?
I mean... That seems a little... odd. You know? Like, that doesn't quite make sense.
Iris still have a hood on? You are sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style, yes, that's it. There's no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from her normal, so we stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. Instead of it might bite you and not someone else. Yes, never heard it, I'm sure of it.
Very well. Please tell us about a boot, the victim, eh?
Forgot, this is the Canadian one.
Let's see in the corner.
I don't know if that's true, though. Like, all of this just seems wrong for the timetable. She gets out at 11, but at least died somewhere between 10. So, she didn't see anything. Right? Or she couldn't have seen anything.
Objection!
Yeah. Impressive logic. I'd like to say, anyway.
Oh, please, do. My brain is something else, especially in limit.
However, I think you were overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma. Be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report. The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Ah! That's right. It says after death right here.
The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. The defendant stabbed and killed the victim here in the courtyard. How did the victim then go into take the 10-foot fall? Ah!
Order! Order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that's the case, the victim must have been killed in her room. Do you agree?
That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window down to the courtyard below.
Are there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunim's room?
She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood?
Any blood? No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
It would just cause traces of blood to be found in my glorious payoff beard. However, if there's no blood in the room, then you're...
Ah, I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. I want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body. That would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed.
If the weapon's still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound.
That's true. If the weapon's still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. Perfectly reasonable line of thinking. Hey?
You've come to a conclusion, then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions.
Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
A quick no less from Francisca von Karma.
Ooh.
She locates and takes control of every vital point.
It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please. Red setting on the crate.
Don't sell me short now. That winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright, alright.
Alright, alright.
I have to cross at the scene. The sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see your stab, Mr. Police. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. Can't blame you, can you? When I awoke, Mr. Ami was stabbing Mr. Galeese through the back.
So I'm confirmed with Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Francisca Von Karma. I'm here to teach you just that. Further details. Let's press the scene.
At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. Not entirely sure. I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. You actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed.
Hold it!
Okay? Think carefully, this is very important.
It's Iris we were talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, we looked over. The sword was already in Mr. Lisa's body.
Hmm. Conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. I've never seen so much blood before.
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it had splattered on the Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? These were blood-flecked as well? That seems very conclusive to me. What should I do? Suspect further? Of course. Going back to your previous statement. You said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well, I'd say that what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed. I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Witness, rather your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
I mean, pulling it out isn't necessarily a bad thing. Right?
Hold it!
Smoothly, you say? Things of the sort smoothly slide out?
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Ami. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. Slid out from the gaping wound. Ah!
It goes without saying, if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding.
Nothing out of place here.
Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. Well, so there's definitely something with that statement.
Hold it!
Was the bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword?
No mistaking, I remember it all, clear as day.
Don't you think that's a bit odd?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
Why the killer pull out the sword?
What?
All she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue. There was no reason to remove it from the body. All that would have accomplished is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily.
Thoughts, Miss Von Karma? That's...
Indeed, it is strange, don't you mention it. I'm going to need to find an answer to this mystery, too.
Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. What did you do after that, witness? Fainted.
Now, to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct?
Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know. 10, maybe 20 minutes? That man with very prickly looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually.
I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation.
Well, he wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort. I wouldn't have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you.
I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening?
Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise to the back.
By Mystic Ami, you're referring to the golden statue, correct?
Just stabbing someone with the Chichishito, the sacred treasure, is terrible enough. Shouldn't make Mystic Ami hold the blade? Truly a heinous, despicable crime.
It's easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there's something that cannot be done so easily.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubtly hard for you. Yeah, what's the problem?
Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that?
No, I don't think I can.
There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself...
There isn't always. The phrase might come in handy someday. Yeah, natural elements in its case. Ow. Why was it necessary to use the Shichishito from the army statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? I can expose the flaws of the testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. How about now? That actually nice. Some instant in which the blade punched into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Up to the hilt? Well, there's not that much blood on it, though. Well, it's like the tip. Mr. Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. There are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? I think it sounds as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are completely impossible. Completely impossible. It's whatever, same thing. What do you mean? Please explain you. Ah! Explain yourself. To start with, you think it would be possible to stab someone with the hilt, or to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at it, the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear a meaningless dribble. I, too, may appear to be weak and frail. I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. Choose me! Please, I volunteer. Choose me! Do that to me, please!
The objection stands. I looked a little back there, I must admit.
This isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, look at all the branches on it. Look, man, I just say as it is, alright? Look, if Edgeworth said the same thing, I would have responded the same way. Maybe. Probably not. Edgeworth's not my type. Something wouldn't come out smoothly. That's... You also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left on a body, it acts as a plug of sort. However, the weapon is shaped like this. It's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. I was thinking that too. I was sitting here like, if you stab that into somebody, the way it's branched, like, it's not going to stop the bleeding. You're going to get messed up. Yeah, the victim was stabbed with the Shiki. There was another line before that. I did not read it. I apologize. It was all just worthless dribble, I think, or worthless conjecture. Something like that. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction.
You've still got more.
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Ah. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood all along the entire length of the sword. No!
Order, 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 order!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. Well, the attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that.
What does all this mean? Proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is that the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito.
What?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of the foolhardy foolish fool. God. How many times did she say fool in that sentence? Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mr. Kami was holding it.
Exactly. However, to reflect on this, there's only a basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichi-Shita was the murder weapon. Order! Ah!
So maybe the Shichi-Shita wasn't the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with the sword-like object.
That's true. Response, Mr. Edgeworth.
If that is so, I'd like the prosecution to answer this obvious question it raises.
The obvious question.
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to?
Ooh. It goes without saying the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area.
Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Another mystery to throw into the pile. A man without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me? Did I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it's just over there.
What exactly are they going on about? I'm sorry. What exactly are going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
Location of the weapon. I saw the murderer. I saw the murder around 11 p.m.
I have that feeling of like I'm going to sneeze, but like it's not happening now. Because I'm like, alright, I'll just... Did you ever have it right where like you're about to sneeze? And you're like, oh, here it comes, like you can feel the sneeze? And you're like, oh, okay, let's just get this over with. And then it just goes away. Hate that. That's what just happened.
And after asking that it be reported, I went to the I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all.
Witness. This was everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not the best of shape, but with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph.
Oh. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple, and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Tracks photo added the court record. Taking that night from the main gate to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
I don't know about that one. But, I mean, she was the one who used it.
The murder around 11?
You are sure about the time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all.
What was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple.
Your estimation of the time seems reliable, at least.
Please continue, sister. Preach it, sister.
Hold it! God. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right. Right, the one who trampled me.
I mean, she was the type to hold a grudge.
There wasn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. Didn't even have a cell phone on him.
He had forgotten it at home, apparently.
What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
That is technically not true. You gave your whip to Phoenix Wright at one point.
Anyway, I was really scared. It was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go out to the main gate for a spell.
There I saw tracks. Looking for snowmobile. As I recall, there was a snowmobile inside the main gate when I visited.
That's it, that's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls.
You're certain that the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived.
Yes, of course. It's parked in front of the gate.
So,
She'd already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time.
I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Press farther, of course. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question. Was it still warm at that time?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm going into a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile would heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it's recently used.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right. I looked at that too.
Of course you did.
Don't answer the question, please, witness.
I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, I should mention it. There wasn't any snow on it.
Oh.
Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile was covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it. Passes. It seems very likely that the killer did use a snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
Hold it! Why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself from walking.
There's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain?
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went to and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch.
Crunch.
I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Did you threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back when it was knocked out? Refresh our memory. How long was it knocked out?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile.
I have to concede that there's more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
Well, it would have been possible, time-wise. What element remains at a place here? No, and what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River and dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Really unanswered questions. Your response to this one, Carmen.
Looking to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
What?
Goes over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. What a point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
Mr. Defeat not fire.
Is there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon?
Luckily, there's surely a problem with this testimony. Let's do is start poking holes in this flawed account. I mean, it's... You saw the tracks. The thing that's bugging me is the tracks. Like, look at this. It's clearly a one-way track. There's footprints out, but the snowmobile coming in. Like, the footprints out are probably Phoenix. But... just... doesn't seem right. What's the weather like? Because, I mean, I guess if it was snowing, right? It stopped snowing at about 10:50, so the snow stopped. So it wouldn't have actually kept going. Okay. 50 minutes to walk. And came back while I was knocked out. Where did the tracks lead? The gate of... From Main Gate to Dusky Bridge. These tracks don't indicate. The weird thing is, why was it all the way up there? That's what I don't understand.
Objection!
Yeah. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if the witness says it's true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? The Harrison Tozuka attempted to throw the weapon in the river and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks on the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Ah, you're right. I'm forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. Which removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it?
I see. She was at the river, the snow stopped. Leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in the theory? Yes! Again, the snow bomb covered one set of tracks. There's a big contradiction. The snow had already stopped before she left. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. Never, Miss Von Karma. That is impossible. Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went and returned from Dusky Bridge. He disposed of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Oh, so claims Miss Von Karma. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, there's no evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. The weather data.
It said the snow stopped before 11. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
Good. Weather report.
Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Ah! God, Edgeworth, you are killing my throat.
Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in.
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this, then. When is the weather report ever correct?
No. You've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Ah!
Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11.
It's true. We cannot be totally sure, eh?
What? How did she pull that off?
It stopped snowing at Hazuka Temple when the murder took place. We need to provide conclusive evidence of this.
I've come this far. Must be turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Huh. Can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then. Miles Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed?
Does it show snow in... was it snowing in the crime photo? It wasn't! Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy.
If you want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow. Just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Dunim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. Eh. In other words, if the killer really did go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks. Dang, Ezra. Hit him where it hurts. Order! Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Ozakura Temple. From the tracks left, I can be understood that they were heading to Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, this person returned to Hasakura Temple. The snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. And what does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. It can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But I said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. Snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. You know what I saw? It was covered in snow, too. But that's... it's not possible. Masaka! Order on the court. What does this all mean? Eh. So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, it was with the same problem. There was someone, a witness, who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. Witness, huh? Was there no one out, walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. An idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. I think it's coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Me? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I'm not for sure if he saw it or not. There are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are? First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, the individual that I'm thinking of and wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is the city you're talking about? None other than Good Joe. What was thereabouts? This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc, the Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a
disciple of the victim, the student.
Or a student. Interesting. Why was he wandering boot outside on the night of the murder?
That's... Tell them about the designs for Iris. But I may process his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well.
Very. You may have escaped me yesterday. Today I'm going to get everything out of you.
Court will now adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess.
Ooh. We'll finish it out. Ooh. Do we want to finish it out? This is a pretty solid point to stop. My throat does hurt. I do need to refill my water bottle, because Edgeworth is just making me fog. So I will be right back one more time. I gotta go refill my water bottle. Again. I know, crazy. I literally just refilled it. Before the trial started, and now it's already empty. It's a nice trade, that's you, man. Literally completely empty. So I will be back just another moment, so I can grab that wonderful, wonderful water. I also totally just now realized that that is the wrong form of viewer. I know that was said a long time ago. It is not my something. It is, you are something else. Anyways, grammar police being done, go ahead and get back into the trial. Talk to Larry. How was the ice already melted? It's crazy. February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edwards. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright. I'll help. I'll help you in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Whether you or Sister Bikini just lied. Mr. Edwards, it's just as I said yesterday. When the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. Second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out into the dusty bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edwards. Oh, not again. Oh my god. Stop. So many. Iris? I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? Safety of the acolyte. The acolyte? Huh. Shouldn't be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunim? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. As I thought. No Cyclops. Very well. It is my job to get the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. February 9th, 11:36 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 7. Wow, that did not take very long, huh? It took like an hour and 10 minutes to get through Bikini's testimony. If it were Phoenix, we'd be at like 2 p.m. right now. Court will now reconvene. Here's one Karma. Here's the witness. During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. So I asked what the witness was sketching when I was detained. He drew a terrifying woman with a demonic face and a vicious lip. I would have assumed that his intention was to capture you. Ah! Anyway, time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Can I see it? Larice Dunim. I hope you're ready. Get in here. It seems that Whip is going to see plenty more news today. Yeah, ouch! The sketches in contempt of this court. Hey! I was just artistically... Ah! You had to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountain. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, using the term for color, the Viridian. Mary, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is really about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presumably wanted to say field work. Oh. That's it. Thanks, buddy. I'm upset that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So, see, I've got nothing to do with this trial, at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, use technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch! 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 Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man. Train for whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping? It's as bad as cross-checking. What? Witness! That was all your fault. Testify now.
This is too much for me.
What I saw?
I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night.
I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge last night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy?
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? Why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized it for himself. Just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Well then, let's proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. What I saw. That's that lodge on the mountains?
Hold it!
Whatever's the matter, Mr. Edward? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought it was going to collapse.
So, witness, maybe as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie. Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip.
Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right?
See? You can't do it if you try.
Ah!
There's only one issue here. That you saw Dustkeep Bridge.
A number of times? A number of times? How many?
Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes.
Means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night.
You bet! Your love is about waiting with your heart in your hands.
Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail?
No. That was simply a product of overflowing love. Ah!
You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. Wuss of a witness.
So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. Puffy, loosey-goosey excuse of a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh?
Well, you see...
All those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Larry, you really didn't see it?
Hey, no need to hit your desk, I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile.
Larry, say snowmobile for me, please.
Snowmobile.
If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest?
Shut up. What is it? I don't know. Don't ask me.
It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. We'll strike the blow that will finally get him to spill beans. Don't see anyone at the bridge that night either? That's probably true.
Wait, no, it's not. No, because Phoenix went up there.
You didn't meet anyone.
That's right. Because I've got nothing to do with this. I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on. I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now.
It appears that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this until the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. We need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along.
He met with Phoenix, right?
Whoops! Too far.
Yeah, he met with Phoenix.
The very butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your own life away. Pretty pathetic. It cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, it could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
It doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you created.
You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let's talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder took place, has Phoenix right to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me in the flesh.
Was a cavity witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. You remain pretty pathetic. You will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to do is change your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, not sure this will go especially well.
I'm not either. Let's again the witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
Okay, what I saw part 2. Oh my god. I went to the shack around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
Ooh. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after 3 days stink chasing a girl. It totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, right across the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I'd never know what that meant, if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Mr. Edward, please commence your cross-examination. All right.
Over 9?
What did you do up there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess.
Excited? But dare I even ask?
I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. I thought she might come early, too.
It would appear she didn't come at all in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her.
I was lying under my bedding and a flash almost blinded me. Yes, light was, of course.
With lightning. Like, kerpow! Kerchow! Like, a slap from Naomi, honestly. Big bada boom.
Yeah.
Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda.
Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
The Dusty Bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well, with fire in my heart. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge. Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind.
I'm not sure I care for the forget-it attitude you had at first, Witness. There was still some thunder, but I went to check it out. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
Lightning fell, and the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, that's when I thought, I think I'll check this out. How far is this small shack you were from the bridge? Hold on, well, it pretty much stopped snowing. It's about a 5-minute walk.
The Dusky Bridge look when you got there.
Like, I'd recovered a piece from my childhood. I mean, even the bonfires kids made during school campfire trips can compare.
So for some a little more info.
Why didn't you call me?
Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's the serious face?
Why don't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to kill someone. There's a public phone on a Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, let's see why you didn't.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, it's I just didn't have time to, okay? Right at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later? That's more than enough time to call.
We'll go around to the bridge at the same time as Right?
Yeah. I thought I better tell someone about this. But Nick came up yelling about murder. That made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? Something of a terrible case of unease.
After contacting the police, that feelings ripped off from the bridge, correct? Yes, that's pretty much it, more or less.
Thinking about the burning bridge yesterday. It's something that doesn't quite fit. It's like, despite his change of heart, there still isn't telling the whole truth.
We're betting. The window and dusky was on fire. There's still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. We put the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. There's still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. There's another question to ask. Why did you go to the bridge?
It's only thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so?
Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there.
If that's the case, why don't you change your mind? I'd like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give the testimony to that effect, witness.
My reasoning? Okay, reasoning. Is it...
I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning.
You know the feeling? It's the feeling of lies? Yeah, I know.
So you decided to go and see what was happening.
That's right. We took out a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. You'll you'll... like, really special.
The only trustful witness was unable to pronounce spectacle. Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt.
Well, my motto is hit life back as hard as I can. I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip.
Yeah, yes, please, yes.
When? How much? How many?
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Or am I? Am I betting? The window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Also some thunder, but I went right over to check it out. Weather data. What did I do? Oh, actually... Wait, the first place at about 11. The fire was going until about 11:15, and the lightning stopped at 11. Nothing so big burning. I wonder. Another chance to see something burning. I feel like... Because by the time he got there, there wasn't much left to burn. So it got hit, he waited like a few minutes. And he waited like 5-10 minutes, took him another 5 to get there. And then all the murder stuff happened at 11, so he didn't arrive until at least a little after 11. Like, Phoenix showed up, called the police. No? Huh. That contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence. To be honest, you just said that it does. Put my mind games with me. Won't pass this, it appears I have yet to adjust to being on this side of the courtroom. Another chance. I guess this one then, right? Because there wasn't any more thunder. The thunder would have stopped by the time he got there. Like, that flash of lightning was probably one of the last ones. Also, he didn't go right away. I don't know.
took right away, but it's how long after the strike was that? Lightning fell and the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? Hey, I suddenly thought I gotta go check this out. Stop snoring as a 5-minute walk. Why don't you call it? I already did this. That's one thing. What is it, Edgy? Yes, you did. Why don't you call anyone? What do you mean? Normally when faced with the towering inferno, one would try to kill someone. Zip up a phone. Well, of course I thought of doing that. I'm sorry, I want to see why you didn't. Maryson, I should tell anyone. It's time, okay? So Nick showed up less than a minute later. I don't really know. Perhaps. I mean, I think the logic is still kind of correct. But there was a big gap between when he showed up and when the last lightning hit. Yeah. The very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey? Edgy? Making me sound like some sort of alien. Your testimony is conclusively contradictory. Dang. That's kinda mean. Problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 30 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what happened. This is correct. Yeah, well, I waited about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. It takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. And you probably got there at around 11. Well, sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hazakura Temple. Thus, Light was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at the Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? Not Larry. No reason to... It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. This certainly said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. What's your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma? The slope ahead is slippery. But there's still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. Well, why not? It is clearly written here in the weather report data. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge, while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he didn't arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now. Then what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me! Order, order, order! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. Not to say that was much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? We're just burning before your eyes and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Oh, yes, but why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. Even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. This is Larry you're talking about. Even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means he has to have... means there has to be a reason for this inaction. Edgy? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Thought you've been playing with us this time. All this time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time. Everything, yeah. Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, the 50-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
Oh my god, my throat. It is so dead. I'm Tues-Thurs. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? I was sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly into the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
Yeah, that's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it. Miss Redworth, this removed the last of your doubts. Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I can detract the reason out of him.
Never got this, Edgy.
What, you know I'm an artist?
You think I was doing it?
Tell us, Larry.
My name is Maurice, get it right. Things like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
Who exactly are you?
I'm Maurice Tues, artist extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself. In any case, then you are an artiste.
Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What are you doing?
That's a very big issue indeed.
Sketching in front of a bridge.
That's sketching. The burning bridge?
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What
Came with it. You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. I'll catch a minus. Yeah. Enough. Take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edworth. What should I do? A terrible feeling of the instant this sketch is revealed. The entire world might be changed by what it's depicted, what is depicted there. No, we gotta look at it. I gotta see this. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well. Even I couldn't have imagined it to turn out like this.
Imagine what?
That Maurice Tues' debut would take place here, today, like this. Ouch. Show it. Now. Okay. But steel yourselves. This is the world of Maurice Tues.
Ah! Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did. Yeah, this is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry!
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but it's that unfortunate-looking figure.
You spotted that, I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish you'd take better care of yourself. It's a plan for our future, you know.
I'm sorry, what?
What did you just say? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself playing like that?
Larry, please, ask some question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant lying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist. You...
Hi, the girl, she's really high up in this picture. That's a good visual novel joke. I like that. I appreciate that. Oh, what was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Use up your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no god of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there's some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. About 30 feet above the bridge, at least. There's something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, he's trying the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let's get back to the cross-examination. By force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor.
I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, I was thinking of my debut piece.
That thing will wait for me.
There's a sketch of the court record. Horrible sketch of what we saw in the middle of the... I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's pretty good, actually.
Now, hurry up and cross-examine him. That's better than I could think.
No, sketching from the bridge. I saw Iris flying. Her white hood fluttering. Ah. Hi. I have it right here. She gave it to someone. You idiot. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. If that is truly the case, that's one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ugh. Oh god, not again. The foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite a way from the bridge. The hood is what told me that it was... that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ah! Seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Or suggest it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Nick, Iris, and Nick? Why you Nick, you dog?
I do believe this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded. Right into the garbage.
What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, they said I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What was the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive?
Evidence? I was to need to come flying over the burning bridge. And Clarice tuned in. To prove it.
Please do. I didn't expect to ask this again. I should have been needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Itchy. I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me.
Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Chesky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost the crystal sphere that night.
I don't know if
I know what that crystal sphere is. We all know what that crystal sphere... I hope we all know what that crystal sphere is.
Crystal sphere?
This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere. Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
What brings up this crystal sphere?
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood! It's blood!
What?
Blood.
This is straight out of the court record. Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime. That's blood on it. You ready, Itchy? By tomorrow morning, they'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Did you want to be called Laurie to him only a few minutes ago?
Proof that Iris flew. Well, I could press everything and beat it around the bush. No one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Yeah. No one else. Not a single person could have lost it. Definitely not anyone else. That would be weird if anyone else could have possibly lost anything. Anyways. Larry. That night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was that stupid idiot? Mr. Easterbeard. The mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim. I have a photo of her here. At the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Ow! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it in my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, let's take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime.
Ah! Crystal sphere! It's gone!
What? What?
Just what does that mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, Crystal Sphere found that the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, at least in him.
A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that! I saw it with my own two eyes! And this crystal sphere was nothing more than a red herring.
Honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Lisa Nim was in her room on the night of the murder. There's no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, the sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Francisca von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
What are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. And you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
That crystal sphere was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There's blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. Another place it there to throw the investigation off at the scent. It was the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No! All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe it is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elucidum left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere is proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edward. Your final opinion on the disposition of the crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, This witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Ugh.
Perhaps, sorry, not perhaps. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place?
Ooh.
I mean, I have to. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. Simply prove it. The only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. He'd just lie. He would just say, I know, I can do it. I have the power. And then he would make up some ridiculous claim, like, oh, it probably flew there by itself. And then, oh, and I would be like, what? And he'd be like, I don't know, it's magic. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You would do what?
Good look in your eyes. Remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edward. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Well, it's got blood on it.
Take that!
This crystal sphere is not buried in the snow, correct?
Yeah, that's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? Crystal sphere was dropped. It was snowing. Even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow in the victim's body. Oh! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
Order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? This sphere. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool?
And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention to this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. For the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
That's not exactly true, now is it?
Put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing.
No, it isn't.
You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. You want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Mr. Nim's body was found at Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. May you suggest someone carried the body all that way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, the defense is ready. The court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
The only thing that I can think that makes sense is the tracks. The snowmobile. It was taken up there, to the bridge, and left, supposedly. But when Bikini came back across the bridge at 10, it was gone. So the murder happened, probably over by where the gem fell. Got snowed over because it was still snowing at the time. Half of the reason why the snowmobile had no snow on it isn't necessarily because it was running, it was, but also
because there were bodies covering it, stopping snow from hitting it. That's my theory, and I hope I'm right. On that snowy night, it appears I am. There's one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ah. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body.
Order. Yeah.
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used that snowmobile was the defendant. He's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, Hans has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim, at least remember to be killed? Her body was moved, never fall. And finally... Just what does this image mean?
Did you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Edgy? Thank you.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Yeah.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There's one reason, one alone for me being here. Expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. They wouldn't have had Fancy whipping me. Ah! Miles Edgeworth. Don't care what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shame. It's like your fault. The terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal... I demand satisfaction.
I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, what are the matters that shall be addressed? I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, up to you, Wright. The court is now adjourned.
Yay! You get it! Kind of. Oh boy, that was difficult. But also not. That was a long time. We are saving the game. And we're calling it. We're on day 2 investigation. So, that's gonna be it. My throat is killing me. And we're over. Well, technically not. But also over time. So as always, thank you everyone who stopped by, said hi, and whatnot. Enjoyed it, hopefully. If you don't know, there's a VODs channel. Thinking of people watching on that, if anyone is. There's links below. I switched my VODs, that'll bring it up too. There's a few different spots for it. All the stuff goes there. Got a lot of backlog there too. There's a lot of games, a lot of fun ones, a lot of great ones. Want to see more of that? There you go. There's that. Yeah. Nothing tomorrow because there's never anything on Fridays. Because Fridays are a great day for me to just not do things. I don't know about Saturday or Sunday. I really don't. I have a feeling I might get roped into things and not do any stride. I would like to do some stride. I would definitely like to. been way too long since I played Strive. So I would like to do some Strive streams. We'll be back Monday for sure. Good old-fashioned D&D. And then we'll probably finish up this game on Tuesday next week. From what it sounds like, it seems like we're going back to being Phoenix. And possibly going against Francisca still? I don't know. I feel like now that I'm in, or if it is true and we're going to be Phoenix, I think it'll probably be Godot then that takes over for Francisca. Just because we haven't quite gotten the full Godot arc, I feel like. I feel like we still have to have Godot tell us what's up and why he hates us so much and wants revenge. Even though we kind of know a little bit about what happened, right? But until then, that's all I've got.